Anthony, back now with the check of our forecast. It sounds like we should settle into the deep freeze and get used to it for a little while.
Well, I think for the next week or so, Janice, Derek, eventually we're going to get milder, I think, by the middle and latter parts of next week. When I say milder, though, I mean, we're not talking about blasting, into the upper 30s to 40s or something like that. We're talking about getting closer to the freezing mark. So that will be our first objective as we work through probably, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday of next week. And I would say the odds of it, getting closer to 30 to 32 degrees, much greater once we get into that following weekend. But I mean, that's a long ways off. We're sitting at Tuesday evening right now, and we've got temperatures that are running in the upper single digits to around 10 degrees as we speak. Now, let's take a review, though, of the almanac. The average high for this day, February 9th, of course, we're just hours away, or a couple hours away now, less than that, from February 10th, is 32 degrees. The average overnight low is 19. We are at 10 degrees at the airport in GR as we speak. So let's keep it in perspective. Yes, it's been quite cold for a while, several days, and we've got a stretch to go, but we haven't broken any records yet. Look at the record, minus 16. So let's not go overboard here. Yes, we are below normal, and we're well below normal with these temperatures, but nowhere near the record of minus 16. And I think there's a good chance we probably go through this entire cold spell without breaking any records, certainly in Grand Rapids. And keep tabs on that. There are some things to watch out for. Another colder intrusion to just really intensify the chill, I think, the back half of Saturday into Sunday and Monday. So we'll see how that plays out. But we haven't had any highs in the single digits. Typically, when I think about just outrageous cold, certainly we go below normal, below zero at night, and daytime highs would be in the single digits. We haven't been there. But, we'll see. Maybe that'll shake out early next week. I don't see it necessarily right now. Here's the upper level pattern. And obviously the purple and white colors off to the north. That is where the real, truly cold air is. And keep in mind, we are getting a little bit of a moderation here, not just a little, pretty substantial from Lake Michigan. So even though the upper level temperatures, these are temps on the board at the 850 millibar level or 5,000 feet off the ground. And that is a good proxy level to determine what the temps at the surface ultimately will be. However, we do have a body of water here, Lake Michigan, that in other winters, if it was cold through November, December, and January, would be frozen or in a lot more ice than it has right now. So, we're getting this moderation influence, this moderating influence from those waters. We're not as cold as we would be with the same air mass if we had already had ice on Lake Michigan. So you get the idea. The net result is temps at the surface, though they're very cold, they're not as cold as perhaps they would be otherwise. And look at this map as we go forward into Saturday and Sunday. The core of the cold starts to come down once again. So that's when our daytime highs probably are more relegated to around 10 to the lower teens at the lowest. Although, as I mentioned yesterday, as we get closer to what is supposed to be, this core of the cold and dropping us down into the single digits or lower teens, it seems to not be quite as cold as we get to that particular date. Nonetheless, I mean, it's a cold pattern. You go into next week. Here we are next Wednesday and Thursday. This is 7, 8, 9 days down the line, and we've still got a chill showing up, but it is beginning to show some improvement at that time. Right now, we're in the upper single digits to around 10 degrees. Here's the planner for tomorrow. We go to 19 degrees, mostly cloudy skies all day long. There will be some flurries, I think, down to the south, though, as a new weather disturbance just slices through central Illinois into central Indiana and Ohio, but the northern extent of it can clip our southern row or two of counties with maybe a dusting or light coating there late morning into the afternoon. I think that stays entirely south of Grand Rapids, though, and probably just flirts with the Kalamazoo and Battle Creek area. Another disturbance overnight Thursday into early Friday could lay down a coating. That's going to be a weak one. And then yet another overnight Friday into Saturday and Sunday. There's all these weak disturbances, Janice and Derek, and the model's having a tough time determining where to bundle the energy into a more substantial system, but that could happen over the weekend. A bit more so. We'll watch those models and give you more details for tomorrow. But it's going to stay cold, as I said, right on into early next week.
Well, National Transportation